Welcome to Trust Your Inner Sense with Joanne Starkman podcast. I'm Joanne Starkman, and I look forward to going on this collaborative journey with you to ignite inspiration, inspire self-discovery, and instill new meaning in life. I'm excited to host a wonderful array of guests, including innovators, creatives, expert coaches, teachers, and much, much more who come together to share their stories. Each episode reveals how they've embraced their inner sense to pursue their passions and shine their unique lights in the world. We'll have thought-provoking discussions and chat about tools that will provide fresh perspectives to help you create a joyful and meaningful life. As founder and chief visionary officer of award-winning hair care brand Inner Sense Organic Beauty, I am also an avid meditator, platform artist, author, and mother of a special needs young adult. Over 20 years ago, I intentionally brought mindfulness to morning routines by authoring each affirmation on Inner Sense Organic Beauty's products, which we call Innerflections. You can check them out on the back of the bottle. It's my goal to have this podcast to be your warm and compassionate companion, whether you're on a journey for deeper meaning, seeking greater joy, or in need of love and healing. Let's continue our journey of self-discovery, self-care, and self-love. I'm so glad you're here. Let's dive into this week's Trust Your Inner Sense episode now. Hello, friends. Welcome back to the Trust Your Inner Sense podcast. I'm Joanne Starkman. Today's episode is going to be a little different. I want to take you to a recent visit experience that I had at UCSF in San Francisco, where I shadowed Lipstick Angels, which is a nonprofit that brings beauty, comfort, and dignity to patients in hospitals, infusion centers. They do virtual experiences, but this specifically was an in-person visit at UCSF. And I honestly didn't know what to expect. I mean, we've been supporting Lipstick Angels for many years now, and I've known Renata, the founder, for a long time. And I was invited to come in and shadow one of their Lipstick Angels, one of the angels that goes through the infusion center and offers services. So this visit touched me very, very deeply. I mean, not only did I watch this incredible angel at work, but I also actually had the honor of offering a few scalp massages with our Renew scalp oil and hand massages with our Smooth Embrace body lotion. It was a day filled with vulnerability, resilience, and quiet strength of human connection. So profound. So anyway, let's lean in together to what I witnessed and hopefully what it might offer all of us. I just am hoping that this experience, or me sharing this experience, offers something for you. So for those of you who may not be familiar with Lipstick Angels, it was founded by Renata Healthman, and it was to bring personalized beauty and self-care services like skincare, makeup, and now even hair care, hair, scalp, touch therapy directly to patients who are undergoing chemotherapy, and they actually get treatments right there in the hospital. There is a podcast that I did with the founder, Renata, so you can learn more about her and why she founded the brand. And she's such an inspiration. So I would definitely encourage you to take a listen to that as well. But their mission's simple, but so powerful: to restore dignity, confidence, and comfort during one person's most difficult time in life. And what makes this so impactful is the way that they show up. They offer virtual professional makeup and wellness sessions to patients undergoing cancer treatments. They show you how to draw on your eyebrows if you have hair loss, and they can do this virtually. But they also work with hospitals and healthcare facilities to bring beauty and wellness programs directly to the patient. So it's really super sweet. They have this cart that they come in and they roll the cart up, and they have this beautiful menu of services. And then they also provide education about non-toxic beauty, which is so important for people it's important for everybody, but it's really critical and important for people that are undergoing cancer journeys, that are health compromised. So, and then they also provide products for people. So they'll actually ship products to people. They'll have like a virtual experience and they'll ship products to people. And what I was so impressed about when I was there at the hospital on the cart, they leave people with a gift. They leave people with a beautiful little gift. It's like either it's some sort of beauty product. And all these products have been donated by different companies, including InnerSense. And then, of course, throughout the year, we do donate our products to support Lipstick Angel services in the hospitals. And then they just are giving education. And this happens nationwide. I think when last time I talked to Renata, I think she's got 16 different locations throughout the country, and that's growing. She's got, different places that she's opening after January 1. I would definitely encourage you to take a look at Lipstick Angel's website and listen to the podcast that Renata or the interview that I did with Renata and the podcast about Lipstick Angel so you can learn more about that. So back to my experience at UCSF. Honestly, I was invited to come and I just did not know what to expect. I didn't know like really what was planned for the day. I mean, I felt both excitement and I felt a deep sense of humility, just feeling like I potentially wanted to walk in like with an open heart with the idea that it's like we've already had this beautiful connection with Lipstick Angels and I really wanted to be of service some way somehow, not really knowing what the day was going to bring. And so I shadowed one of their lead angels, and like I said, they have this beautiful cart and she actually has like a little towel warmer and everything is so organized. And there's these beautiful laminated menus that they have of all their services. So they make it seamless as far as how the service is provided to the people that are there. Yeah, so something very, very unexpected happened. I mean, we got to tour the hospital first, and then she showed us the cart and showed us like how I kind of shadowed and watched. But then, like I said, it was very, very unexpected. I was actually able to participate. She invited me in to join on a service, and me being a cosmetologist and obviously giving many hand and scalp massages in my lifetime, I was able to actually provide a service alongside the trained angels. So I was the newbie there, but I was so happy to serve. And what I really found was how profound it was to be able to roll this cart up to somebody. And I'm going to share one story in particular. There was a gentleman, and he happened to be there with his pastor. And they mentioned that this was his first infusion. This was the very first time that he was going to be undergoing this treatment. And so they were obviously, as everybody kind of is, not knowing the Lipstick Angels, a little bit surprised that we showed up. And he was so open and so willing to receive. Like, he took the menu and he would, like I said, was there with his pastor. And the Lipstick Angels not only provide the service for the person that's undergoing the treatment, but also anybody that is the caregiver that is attending the treatment with the person. And so he opened the menu and kind of, tried to start to understand who we were and what we were doing. And the pastor looked over at him, and she was like kind of in shock. And she was like, "Of course the angels would show up for you." And so it was really neat. I gave him a scalp massage, and then the other angel was giving him a hand massage. And you could tell that it was just like it gave him so much comfort in that moment to be cared for. And it's just such a small thing, but I think it really goes a long way. There was another woman in particular that had been going through a cancer experience for many, many, many years. And she was asking us about the cold cap, which I don't know a lot about, but maybe some of you do. It's a cap that is used during chemotherapy that helps to keep the hair intact while they are undergoing treatment. And they get it simultaneously to treatment. It's a wonderful technology. And I heard that there's been great results. And so she was asking the other angel about that and what she knew about it. And I guess one of the things that kind of came out of it is that it definitely takes, it's a longer treatment. So you have to stay there, and it's very, very cold. And so it makes the session a bit longer. And this particular woman, like I said, had been having a cancer experience for many, many years. And now at this point, this was going to be, they had to shift the treatment because I guess the cancer had gone to a different part of her body. So it was going to be a different treatment. And this was the first time that she would be losing her hair. And she had a hat on. And we walked up and explained who we were. And she had a bright, bright smile and was so happy to see us. And she asked for a scalp massage and a hand massage. And so this time the other angel gave her the scalp massage and I was giving her the hand massage. But literally, she was losing hair right then and there as we were speaking, and the hair was coming out. And this was the first time. And this woman was so brave and so receptive and so open-hearted and so joyful and, sharing her experience with us. And it felt like such an honor to be able to serve somebody like that in such a um, vulnerable time in their life. There was such stillness in this moment and, a recognition that life can feel very, very, very fragile, especially as I'm watching this woman's hair fall out. But even at the times in our most, an awareness at the times in our most vulnerable circumstance, there's also so much strength and so much resilience in humanity. And just to be able to be connected to that and to witness that was such a powerful and profound thing. Um, that day definitely taught me so many lessons and gave me so much time to be able to self reflect and to really deepen my awareness of, what it means to be human for sure. And to be in a body. I often think about times, of course, I've never been in that state of an illness or compromise. My health has not been compromised to that point, but just about how the fine dance that we do between our body and our spirit and how that all kind of intertwines so delicately and how we can be in a place of being so angry that our body might be perceived to be ill, quote unquote. And I can think about times when I've laid in bed, even if it's just like a flu or something like that, and kind of being angry at my body and just reflecting on how magical our body is and how there is so much opportunity to heal in so many ways. And that if we take those times for ourselves and really partner with our body in a way that feels like it's nourishing and life affirming and uplifting. Definitely the day taught me a lot about vulnerability and strength, and that we are all vulnerable and illness can change, loss reminds us definitely of our fragility, and especially when we lose our health that way. But like in the same breath, like I said, I witnessed incredible, incredible courage and compassion and just the power of the human experience again. And I want to mention just the resilience that we have as human beings, we just have a remarkable way of being resilient in these different challenges that we go through in our life. And so I want to make mention and note to that we have that resilience and we have that we can lean into when we need to. And then, of course, the power of touch. And I think we as stylists maybe underrate that a bit. And maybe we just as human beings, now that I'm reflecting on it, underrate that a bit. And it might sound simple, but just to give a hand massage or to give a scalp massage, and even if it's like a self scalp massage or a self hand massage, just that touch communicates care and safety and presence just in a way that words can't do sometimes. So I just would invite us all to kind of remember those moments just for ourselves and then for our loved ones as well, regardless of what they're going through, just the power of presence. And then the moment beyond that, just offering a simple touch. I just really saw compassion in action for sure from the humanity of the nurses and the volunteers, and of course the angels, and everybody moving with such synchronicity and compassion. It just reminded me myself about the healing nature of compassion, and just to be able to give myself more compassion and to give those around me, because my firm belief is the more that we can give love and compassion to ourselves, the more we have the capacity to give love and compassion to those around us, and especially those that might be in need of love and compassion. Sometimes those people show up in ways in which might be a little bit off putting. I mean, I know definitely when we're in these situations, not everybody asked for the service. And so, not everybody was quite as welcoming as the next person was in these situations. And that happens day to day. But to be able to give ourselves compassion and to be able to give those around us compassion can really be a very healing way in which we can move through the world. So I guess again, what does this mean for all of you listening today? I guess I would encourage you all to check out the Lipstick Angels, look to see how you can either participate by donating or maybe volunteering or finding out if the Lipstick Angels are in your area. Maybe you know somebody that is going through a cancer experience right now that might be losing their eyebrows and could use like a makeup tutorial virtually. So you can offer that to them and have them go to the website to see how they can sign up for that. But more importantly, I would invite you all to reflect for yourself, like where in your own life can you slow down? Where can you offer presence for yourself? And where can you share compassion to another person? Maybe it's through a kind word. Maybe it's by simply holding someone's hand. Maybe it's just extending yourself out in a way that you haven't done. Maybe it's by caring for yourself in a way that shows up a little bit deeply, so that you maybe have the capacity to show up for other people in your life. So I would just invite everybody to remember that self-care is not a selfish act. It's a healing act. And when we care for ourselves, the energy just ripples out immensely in ways in which we don't know how it actually ripples out. So please definitely don't take that idea lightly. So I want to thank you for joining me today for this very, very personal reflection. I'm very grateful to the Lipstick Angels for their extraordinary work that they do, and so, so proud that Inner Sense continues to support their mission on ongoing ways. If this conversation has touched you in a certain way, please, I would encourage you to learn more about Lipstick Angels and the beautiful impact they're making on the world. And as we close, I'd love to leave you with this thought. May we continue to see the humanity in one another, trust our inner sense, and honor both the vulnerability and the resilience that lives within each and every one of us. And until next time, friends, remember to always trust your inner sense. Thank you so much for joining me for today's episode, dear friends. I would be thrilled to hear which part resonated with you the most. Your reflections on today's topic and how it sparked action in your life mean a lot to me. Feel free to share your thoughts at podcasts@innersensebeauty.com or leave a review. I look forward to you coming back next week to explore another exciting topic together. If you'd like to dive deeper, be sure to check out the show notes for some valuable links. Until we meet again, take good care of yourself, know that you are surrounded by love, and always trust your inner sense. Wishing you all the best, friends.